Hello, I'm Vera Chen from PhDCoffeeTime. If you're working from home and having to set up plenty of online meetings, this is the video for you. Today, let's focus on how to conduct an effective online meeting. In research, we have a lot of opportunity to connect to people who are not in our region. For example, our collaborators, your PhD examiners, your future employer that may give you a postdoc, your job interview. Using online meeting tools effectively is your life skills as a PhD. And if you don't know and don't feel comfortable using Skype or online meeting tool, work on it now. So let's talk about what to do before your meeting. Make sure you have a webcam, maybe it's on your laptop, or if you use a computer at home, make sure you buy a webcam so that your collaborator can see you well. Buy headphones or headset so that you can listen very well without the background noise. Speak into the microphone so that everyone can hear you speak clearly. Effectively, a headset like this that you can speak to with a mic will work. Don't use the crappy microphone on the computer. Test the audio and make sure you speak directly to the microphone. Check the audio and speaker all together before the call.
Hello, welcome to Skype call testing service. After the beep, please record a message. Afterwards, your message will be played back to you.
This is my voice without the microphone. And this is with a headset, and you can hear my voice is more clear and there is less background noise. Bring your battery charger with you. Do not count on your internal battery power to run the Skype call because you're using some of the most battery exhausting feature in your computer. So if you're in the library or if you are in the meeting room and you don't have your charger, chances are your call goes over time and you dropped out because your battery runs flat. And this can be avoided if you are preparing yourself with a charger. Simple enough, and you'll be surprised how much it will save your meeting. Sit at the desk 15 minutes before the Skype call. The Skype software is going to make an update because chances are you have not used it for months or years, and it will want to have an update version. And it will be unfortunate if you are on time and everything wants to restart and your computer is going through another cycle of update. Give a 15-minute buffer zone to do all of this. And in that 15 minutes, what you can do is to also test the lighting in your room. Do you look like a serial killer? So make sure to check the lighting and make sure you look professional in the camera. Try to make sure you take your Skype ID of your collaborator in advance. Make sure you have added the person as a contact before your meeting. First, make sure you sign up on Skype with a professional ID. Candy Crusher 2020 is not a good ID because you're using Skype for professional purpose. So something that's most straightforward and effective is using your first name, initials, and last name. And if that's already taken, then add a number behind that is a neutral thing. Don't use something that will communicate the wrong message to your collaborator. Person you may be calling are probably not in the same time zone. I am totally ignorant about what is the time zone of all the common cities. So one thing you could do that is foolproof, go to Google and type in time now and type in the city. So for me, I'm in France and I would type time now in Paris. And if I have a collaborator in Australia and I can type in time now Sydney, which is the closest city of that collaborator, then I will know what is the time difference of the two places. Just bear in mind there are countries that has multiple time zones, like America. There are Eastern Standard Time, Pacific Time, and Central Time. Look up, Google is your best friend, look it up and do your homework to suggest the time for meeting. There is a tool that you can also do by voting different preference of if there are multiple collaborators, that is maybe more handy that you have a poll, collect all the votes of which day is the most convenient at what time. And I suggest whenisgood.net, which is a simple online platform that you can just highlight all the available time, and it shows green for all the working hour that normally you will be in your lab. By the end, you'll be choosing the right time for everybody. Online chatting requires a lot of internet bandwidth. That means you may want to be in your university, your lab that may have higher speed internet than your home. Or if you have high-speed internet at home, then you should stay at home. Coffee shop that will allow high-speed connection. Try to call a friend in the place that you wanted to make the call to make sure that there's enough internet at that location. It's always the best habit to bring up a list of agenda items. Make sure you write down all your list of items to discuss, the list of action item that needs to be done, and discuss the work allocation. Write summary and follow-up emails after the meeting. I think it's important to be aware of this etiquette of meeting. We are most likely communicating a lot of ideas and abstract topics that will require some visuals sharing. You can go to share screen and you can share that PowerPoint slides or your most recent table or figure so that everyone can see it together, and you save time in explaining and pointing fingers in the air and try to explain an abstract topic. Similar to this reason, maybe someone else showing you important information on the computer. It's always a good idea to have a note-taking tool that helps you to do screen clipping or recording. If you have a snipping tool on your computer, that's the simplest way is to just snip all the screenshots and organize it in a Word file. I personally like to use OneNote. OneNote is synchronized to the cloud immediately, so in case Skype is crushing my computer and I lose all my files, I can still go to my OneNote drive and I will have all my notes taken there, and I can also do screen clipping. It's a very easy way to remember and take note during a meeting. It's always nice to have another screen, so I connect a second screen together with my computer so that I can display the pictures that I need to see or the agenda that I have on that one screen, and on the other screen I look at my collaborators and try to speak to the camera and not to the screen so that the person can have some eye contact with you. In January, I've covered all these tools that is going to help you to be communicative and productive. So it's the same if you have collaborator and if you want them to know the timeline and milestone of the project, don't hesitate to send them a Gantt chart, and you can show all the deadlines and all the progress of each different chunks of the project. You also can invite them to join you on Trello, because Trello is not a one-person board. You can include them as a collaborator, and you can design a specific Kanban board for everybody so that we all can look at each other's to-do list. And you also have an accountability partner to make sure you don't drop any balls in the project. And last but not the least, SMART goal is important when you are setting up the meeting. Make sure you put the most important part of SMART to me is the time-sensitive part. You have to make a commitment to the project, but make sure it's relevant, manageable, and time-sensitive. So talk about what time do you expect each other to exchange a draft? What time do you expect each other to have an update again? When is the next meeting? Those are the questions you should ask, and if you're not clear about this concept, I invite you to go to my other videos and check them out. I hope these tips are helpful for you to set up your online meetings with all your project collaborators. Being in research, it requires a lot of communication technique and tools, and I hope this is a good lesson for everyone. If you have other suggestions about Skype and online meetings, don't hesitate to comment below. I know people use Zoom and they use other tools, but today I'm just scratching the surface to talk about Skype, because we all like that music of Skype. And I will see you the next time, and take care in this outbreak of virus, and try to stay home for most of your meeting if you are in Hong Kong. And if you stay until this point, please make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any practical tools and advice about that are helpful for your research as a PhD. And if you are considering to be a PhD student, this will be a good channel for you to have a taste of what is it like for being a researcher. See you next time. Thank you for watching my video.